have a keynote address highlighting the future of work, integrating disruptive technology to empower teams and redefine success by Dr. Anupama Rajesh, professor at Amity International Business School. She has also been trained in case writing in INSEAD, Paris, with about 25 years of teaching experience, including international assignments in London, Australia, France, and Singapore. She has trained students from multiple nationalities. Recently, she has been appointed as member of Regional Advisory Council for Asia and Oceania, Case Center, which is the largest case method organization in the world. So let's welcome Professor Dr. Anupama Rajesh with a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A more louder one.
Thank you for those kind words, and thank you Mitali, Ayush and the organizing team for calling me yet once again for this wonderful gathering. Of course, please understand that it is very challenging to start and talk about AI, IT in a room full of IT geeks and nerds. You spent your lifetimes in IT, in coding, in AI. So please bear with me while I give you my thoughts. As an academic, I would like to always bring to the table something which is lateral, something which makes you think. That's my job, to make you think. So I'll try my best. Of course, in terms of technology, you must be knowing, must be knowing so much more. But just, I'll try my best to make you think a little in the morning on a Saturday, which is a challenge. Anyway, so I'm talking of transformative shifts. And do you think I could get a collar mic because I'm not being able to see the presentation? Or if there is a something which can be put here. Anyway, so we're talking of transformative shifts. And we are talking of revolutionizing workspaces and work. All these are very common jargons which all of us know about. And what I'm talking about is, I think this may be slightly better. Because otherwise we'll be fighting between the back and the front, which anyway I can't read. All right, thank you. You know, as an academic, my job is to just think, how does any technology not just bring, there's one side to it that, oh wow, it's so great, but what are the other, peripheral effects to it? How is it transforming our lives? And when I say technology, I don't mean that you have, instead of one phone, now you have 5 phones, and the phone practically even cooks for you. Can it go to the last mile? How is it empowering not those people who are sitting in the AC, but maybe that one person, in somewhere way beyond, and is his life or her life becoming slightly better? So can he, go out and get some government service? Can he get a certificate in an easier way? Can he get his Aadhaar in an easier way? Does he get food in a better way? So those are some of the things I'll talk about. So when I talk about empowering individuals, that's where my heart lies. The technology is not about having 10 laptops and 5 big screens. It's also about individuals. And of course, redefining success. So let me just quickly delve into this. I'm sure I'm running on a timer. So does it move? Yes. Would you mind scanning that just to kind of get you up? And I know it's morning. You've had a late Saturday, Friday night party. So just like that, just to get you going. I've been told that if you use your hands, your fingers, your mind has to wake up because you have to use 5 of them. So that's one trick that I employ. I know I'll get all the happy ones, but just for waking you up. If you were students, I would have made you clap or do a little dance. All right. So gone back, I think. When I looked up AI and revolution, in terms of impact, I've been told that it's actually as comparable to the industrial revolution, which if you look at the word, it's a revolution. So basically changes everything. Now, whenever I say AI or anybody say AI, all of us, including myself, we think of, does it bother me and does it make me lose my job? Because believe me, just a couple of years back or maybe a year back, I was making presentations and thinking I was very intelligent and taking those presentations to class. These days, all I do is I put on AI, I want this presentation, I get a complete course pack, which means with, with presentations, with quizzes, with worksheets. Now, am I going to lose my job? Because why would anybody pay for me for doing what the AI will literally do in minutes? So that is when it makes me think that do I really need to, fear this technology or use it as my best friend? So that's when I think laterally and I say, okay, let's look at this both ways. So all right, it made all my course pack, which I was supposed to make in about a week or so. But can I then use my time more to do a human touch? So when I go to a class, instead of now focusing on all my nice snazzy presentations, I say, okay, have you understood? Are you comfortable with what I'm saying? So instead of using my whole time in this technology and presentations, I now have started doing more a mentoring role. So I was reading up on AI and I found this word which I really, and somebody added to that, which I prefer now. I found a word called digital employee. So instead of AI really empowering and becoming this big boss is going to take my job, what will happen? I would rather say that it's an employee, it's my employee and doing my routine mundane jobs while I still remain the boss. So I'm looking at evolution of skills and during my presentation, I'm not going to go into all those areas which you guys must be much better than me. I will still always talk of the human angle to the AI that you're talking about and is it unlocking my best selves. So now I have enough time, so I'm not making those presentations, but I have enough time to counsel students, to mentor students, to talk to them, to actually know, are you really understanding what I'm saying? Let's see what comes next. So look at this. Again, I'm everywhere saying that the human, and I'm sure you've sat into presentations where we've said, oh, technology is just an empowerment and all that. It's the same thing. So if it is technology or now it is AI, we're still talking about how human potential can be brought to a better use because all the, the mundane clerical work gets shoved off to the AI. Now, why are we actually all of us on a Saturday morning sitting here? I looked up to some stats, that's my job as a professor. It's 80, all right. So when anybody will say AI, you will say 85 million jobs lost. But then I found a parallel statistics and I found that 97 new jobs were created. And 70% of the firms are, investing in AI adoption. Now, whenever firms are investing, that means a lot of new jobs, a lot of money flowing into the market, a lot of investments. Hybrid work. Earlier, work from home was a bad, okay, this means that basically you're cooking while you're attending a meeting. It doesn't happen now. Most of us work hybrid these days. You know how teams are back to back. And you're actually getting more work done because you're not wasting your time going around and gossiping or having tea in the class, in the office. You are probably doing more at home because you're getting that work-life balance also. And I like this word. So when when I was a child, I used to see this movie, this program called Star Trek. And it was a huge fan of that. And there was this machine they would talk to, and that machine would take them to wherever they have to. And and all those things. If you just for a second, I'm sure most of us must have seen that program. Every single thing that they did is actual reality, and reality which is, I mean, you can't imagine not driving a car without GPS these days, and you can't imagine not talking to your phone. It may sound silly that you're talking to a technology, but that's life now. So future is not something which happens in a sci-fi movie. It's right now. And of course, if you don't adopt, you get left behind. So even hardcore professors like me, we were told to take AI workshops, because you can't go to a class where people would know more than you. So we were asked to train ourselves in this new technology, otherwise we just get left behind. And 30% of these AI CEOs are saying that this is transforming business. How? Let's go about it. This is just, again, one more stats. That's 3.5 trillion is with, so I'm just all those people who are business people, and so that's the kind of stats that we're talking about. So obviously it's very important to talk about. And there's only 1% of saturation in the market. So 99% is free game for you guys. Go and take it as we go. I did a little bit of check into the skills that are required in terms of jobs, in terms of the market these days, and it's very interesting. Please look at that. You have an AI literacy, and you have a virtual environment, but you also have creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence. That's my exact point. That please do not fear technology. Please think of it as an employee, as somebody who's empowering you to do better, your job better. So when they said, when we had a Kindle, they said the publishing agency or publishing platforms will just finish. Did it happen? We're still reading books. When your mobiles came, they said, "Ab newspaper koi nahi padhega." I can't have my tea without my newspaper. So yes, automation happens, AI happens, but it only frees up human potential to do better. I want to take an example of healthcare. So, and it only empowers you to do your job better. So this doctor that you meet and you go to, your normal family doctor, hopefully that you're not, God willing, everybody gets health. What does he normally do? He looks at your symptoms, uses his intelligence to map it to some older, diseases that he's encountered, and quickly gives you, some comparison and gives you some medication. But now if you put it in AI, he can compare it to thousands and billions of similar scans, reports, etc. And he does his job better. The doctor doesn't get thrown out of the window at all, because you'll still need that doctor to make a human touch, to ask you your symptoms, to identify your anxieties, maybe talk to you, connect you at an emotional level. You still need that human being, but that human being just does his job a little better than earlier. Also, so rightly pointed out by Professor Groel, ethics, privacy, security, all of these whenever we use AI. So when I use my Amazon tells me that these are the things you have bought in the last 6 months, I have, without even knowing, shared my shopping list with Amazon, which is a foreign company. Why should I? Or when Tata MG tells me it's time to buy my medicines, Tata knows which medicines I use. So not is it, so what diseases I have. So not is it about privacy, it's also about security. So if I'm say for example, God forbid, a diabetic, all you need to do is lock me in a room, not give me my insulin, I'm dead within 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever. So those are good enough discussions to do whenever you're talking of AI. I've got lots of examples, and there is a ticker there, and so I'll quickly, I'm sure you know all of these. So very quickly, you have all those hazardous jobs, such as I was reading of this horrible case study where Amazon was not giving their toilet breaks or were working in very bad conditions. You have a robo now, and it's called a Cobos, so collaborative robo, working on those things, all those dangerous, all those time-saving things. Instead of a human being, being badly treated for it, a robo does it for you with a smile. You can give the robo a smile if you want. Fraud detection, just like he was saying, very simple scanning, and you have people talking, you can immediately red flag that this is a spam call. So your true caller is really working on AI and telling you that this person has called up thousands of people earlier, must be a spam. These are the things that I want you to look at in terms of how is it making your life slightly better. So lots of them very quickly. IoT, smart factories where you can do predictive analytics. You can, I used to give those when I was teaching JIT, which is just in time. 5 saal pehle only, I was giving them example how you should order before the thing runs out, and otherwise a factory would stop and all that. I don't do that anymore. There will be predictive, algorithms. The minute something finishes, the minute you pick up the last piece of tire, that tire will send a signal to the person who's ordering, and it will reorder itself. I keep talking of those smart fridges. कि जैसे ही आपने आखरी दूध या आखरी सब्जी उठाई, the fridge has intelligence enough to reorder for you. So those really, and then you don't have a situation घर पे कह रहे दूध खत्म हो गया and all that. So those kind of things are what we are looking at. I really love this. So Cobos I've just talked about. I really like blockchain, and I talk about one very important example. I know there are lots of other things which it is useful for. So when I say blockchain, you'll say crypto. But I want you to remind you of one small thing. So these diamonds that we wear, I'm not wearing any big ones, but whatever. These normally come from some kind of mines, right? And if you're wearing those really large stones, they'll probably come from Africa mines. And most of them then would either be rat mined, which means little children going into mines and taking it out with their hand with no, any kind of safety, etc. Or you would have them, the money being fueled into the civil unrest, which is called blood diamonds. Now, even if I had the money, I wouldn't want to wear any of those diamonds, which is blood money or causing harm to the environment or little children. I would rather be caught dead with it. So, with the help of a blockchain, you track where the diamond is coming from. Or where you track how this your luxury item which you have just bought, is it being made in an ethical way? I love those examples where you reach a better, better world. This is what I said. When I say AI or when I mean all this, I don't mean having 10 laptops. I mean, do we have that situation where the world is a better place? So I'm going very quickly, I've got 3 minutes and I'm very conscious of that, teacher room. So you know all that. We've all been there. Jahan pe, what I love most is those emails. Jahan when you are making those mistakes or boss ko galat likh diya and all that. Boss bhi gussa keh rahe, mujhe respected sir nahi likha. So all those things very quickly your employee does it for you. Your teams, collaborative work. Who goes to America for a meeting anymore really, unless you're really from a big fat company. All you do is VC karo and you are done. So this hybrid, I've got all these stats, this is available for you, and I'm sure you know all these examples. Lots of hybrid and remote work. Don't only look at कि यार ये काम हो गया. Also look how much pollution you are avoiding. अगर आप you're not going to the and I was reading some stats. They said आपका जो data है, the kind of water it wastes because you have to cool down those servers. So look at those things also as we go along. Personalized learning. This is because I'm a teacher, I like to think about it. All of us here, present here, have speed of our own. So somebody will learn faster, somebody will learn slower. You can take your own space. So हम खाना अपने हिसाब से खाते हैं ना. So why should there be a one fits all learning environment? I love these things because there are students in my class. एक तो front bencher होगा जो कहेगा ma'am I know everything. But there will be a couple of people at the back who are intelligent. All they need is a little hand holding. So those AI-spaced learning environments, AI-spaced training environments, those are my closest to my hearts. Again, as I said, empowering people. जिसकी voice नहीं है, उसको voice दो ना. जिसकी extra voice है, वो तो हम जैसे लोग तो बोल ही लेते हैं. But that one last bencher, वो अगर उसको मिल जाती है एक voice, that's what technology is all about. I've already talked about human conditions being bettered with the help of these robots or cobots as they are called. Lots of examples there. Simulation, again, human safety. Instead of training humans and then crashing them, you train them to perfection. So you know of pilots, of people who go into space, etc. Just look at the word collaboration. That's all that I will, talk about. And I'm going to skip so that I have the last. Of course, all of it depends on the top guy, the one who's signing the checks. It's all about leadership. You need to look at leadership and say that I've talked about most of it. I just want to go to the key. So sustainability, creativity, impact, these are my key words to take away. That's what AI means to me. And of course, once you are freed from your, I know the time's up. Once you're freed from your general clerical work, you can enjoy and with your, your work-life balance. And I'm done. Just the last one. And this is the word I want you to take away. A symphony. Symphony is a song which does not have any jarring notes. So symphony of human brilliance and machine intelligence. And these are, it's gone back, wait. Look at opportunity, look at empowerment, and look at well-being and sustainability. And while we are talking of all those, I take you for a news article that came out yesterday. So don't get too frightened. There is an MIT study saying AI is really having no impact. So not going to take away your jobs. This is something which came out yesterday, so kind of counters all the argument that we've been doing. And thank you so much. I'm available for any kind of questions a little later. I've got a red screen in front of me, and the word that I like is co-create. Thank you.
All right, so can we have a big round of applause for Dr. Anupama?
Thank you for your patience.
So floor is open for the questions. So do we have any questions for someone in the bright morning? First session of the day. Any questions? So one key takeaway from this session, Dr. Anupama.
I said co-create, collaboration. I'm a teacher. I'll always talk of the humans first. So humans first, just think of it as a digital employee. Yes, sure, please.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much. It was really great hearing you. I really like the fact that you talked about, right, the AI is going to be I'm going to employ AI to help me out. That's very interesting, right? I really like that part. So one smaller piece that I wanted to add, since all of us are using AI for different purposes, right, at the end of the day, we also need to be really careful when we are using AI to do our daily job. Is that really communicating what I'm asking it to do, right? As an individual, I have a thought, I have a question, I want to convey a particular message. AI sometimes over-engineer it and oversimplify it, and you lose your, the main message. So what we should be doing is that ensure that, keep reprompting. Don't give one prompt and finish with it. Keep doing reprompting unless you get the right kind of result which communicates the same message which you intended to use it for. Yeah, so that's just a small piece I wanted to add.
No, absolutely. What a valid point.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Joy Roy, and I really wanted to ask you that since you come from the academic side, right? So we know that AI is a disruption and many things, and in industry as leaders, we also speak the other side, which you showed the last slide was FOMO. So when we talk about academic side, so what about the students? Like these days, we know that as Professor Goyal also mentioned, that they are trying to push this as an awareness in the school level, colleges level. We have, all of us have come to a situation where we have spent most of our lives, and then, because our cognitive ability is different, what we have seen with the new generation is they are totally dependent on it. They have made it as a secondary, as you said, the virtual assistant. They are totally dependent on it. And when I talk about it, it's more of the school kids or the next generation of millennials and everything. So how do we govern this and make sure that, like, in terms of you as a professor, how would you think about governing this in school, creating the right mindset so they know where to use their cognitive ability to write a sentence? Because what I see these days with any new people, they don't even know how to compose emails properly. Absolutely. And this is a really scary thing. And for everything I see, there's a Copilot open, rephrase this in a better way. And that's the best sentence, that's the sentence that they rely on for everything.
You know, when the calculator came, we all did not stop knowing maths. All of us do know maths. And that is why, A, the employee bit, so it's actually something which is junior to you. And B, you know, as professors, initially it made us afraid too. कि अब तो कोई लिखेगा ही नहीं, अब तो assignment, अब तो you don't need. So, you know, instead of fearing technology, what we did was, we said, हमें presentation अब नहीं चाहिए, because normally क्या होता था, we used to give assignment, presentation बना दो. So the AI will make a great presentation, better than even what I will do. So what we did was, we gave it a twist. So what I do is, कि अब आज के बाद कोई presentation नहीं होगी, आज के बाद कोई भी इतना बड़ा assignment, they will not be submitted. What we look at now is, I like to say, अब मैंने अपने MBA वालों को, आपको demo करना है, skill का demo करना है. So if it's a Power BI or it's a Tableau, I'm not interested in your presentation because that you will make. But demo करने के लिए तो you will need to learn it. Now, even if you learn it from YouTube. So मैं again and again, I'm saying, I've stopped fearing it. I'm now looking at empowerment. And I'm saying, अरे वाह, ये तो बहुत अच्छा है. Let them not make the stupid presentation which anyway works no point. Let them learn to speak. तो presentation ये वाली तो मैंने भी AI से बनाई है. I mean, with the help of a few things. But जो मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ beyond the presentation, वो तो मेरे दिमाग में है ना. So you can't replace me with AI. I can replace a presentation with AI. You can't replace me with AI. So that's a twist. With students also, हम कहते हैं आप बिल्कुल presentation मत बनाओ. What you do need to do is आप demo करो. So I go now, the learning and the teaching and the evaluation has gone on a higher level. आप critical thinking करो. आप मुझे इसकी presentation बना के मत दो. Tell me what do you understand of this. That's where I think the game changer is, which I think is a better. शुरू में हमें भी डर लगा कि यार हम भी क्या करेंगे अगर सबको पता ही होगा कोई, पर अब नहीं डर लगता. I now look at a higher form of learning, which for me is more powerful than the normal one. Yeah, please.
As we are short of time, I request you all to please wait for the questions. We can do it during the breaks.
One more question for the session, and the rest one we can take offline.
Yeah, sure.
You focused on the ideal part of the AI, how it should be, the utopian kind of a way. But when we come to the real world, we see that businesses really, they care only about their profits and stuff. Like,
sure.
For example, you gave the example of Amazon, where the cobot was used. So they were treating the employees badly. But when the cobot came, what happened was that the other person just lost his job.
I agree with you.
He was on a total break.
So
how do we balance out that factor?
I completely agree with you, and I had those challenges slide, but there was a ticker which goes like the atom bomb, so I had to stop. I had those challenges, of course, and then you will need to upskill. And that is then part of what the employees will also do. It's a collaboration between the organization. So जैसे as a professor I was upskilled कि मेरे को AI की एक workshop दी गई Okay, don't fear the student with an AI presentation. Please learn to use it yourself. So I will need to upskill if I need to be in the game. And you're absolutely right. तो जैसे याद है हमारे पास मतलब पुराने एंशिएंट ज़माने में हमारे पास सेक्रेटरीज होते थे. अभी तो हमारी अटेंडेंस भी कोई लगाता था. आज हम खुद अमेज़ॉन पे लगाते हैं अपनी अटेंडेंस. तो doesn't mean those secretaries have lost their jobs forever. They have upskilled to something else. They're still there, but they're doing something, maybe they're making reports or whatever. So we'll have to upskill. That is a challenge. Of course it is a challenge.
You're trying to say that there's a shift.
Yes, so मेरी स्लाइड में था कहीं पर, but शुरू में I just प्रोफेसर हूँ, ज़्यादा बोलने की आदत है. तो those slides were there that we are talking of upskilling, we're talking of changing the game जिसे कहते हैं. तो I changed my game. Everybody will have to learn to change their game. So yes, आप hazardous काम रोबो से करवा लो, पर वो रोबो क्या करेगा ये तो आप ही बताओगे ना. सामान कहाँ पड़ा हुआ है, उसकी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग क्या है, how will you upsell, वो तो आप ही बताओगे ना.
Thank you.
All right. Please help me invite with a round of applause Professor Dr. Anupama Rajesh, Professor, Amity International Business School. Let's have a huge round of applause.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, ma'am, and a louder one, ladies and gentlemen.